Hello, my name is Ilona, and in this video I'm going to do a recap of my Dutch video. The first thing I looked at was the Crimea Bridge. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but I'm sure people will know what I'm talking about. There was an explosion yesterday on the birthday of Mr. P, as it was a gift from the dark energies. Unfortunately, there were 3 deaths, if I'm not mistaken. But to me, there was a bit of a surprise. I was expecting more damage. It did look like there was a lot of damage, but I'm reading now in the Dutch papers as well, Dutch articles as well, that the traffic's already been resumed on the parts that were not affected, and trains already are riding as well. So that's very interesting. I also saw a message on Telegram from Pepe Escobar. The Crimea Bridge is a marvel of engineering. The railway part of the bridge is extremely resistant, and structurally the bridge is beyond rock solid. As for the roadway, they just need to replace the sections damaged by the blast. The logistics of moving military equipment and supply of Crimea will not be affected. And I thought that was very interesting. So I actually wanted to take a look with a card reading whether that's going to be affected or not. If there is how to say this, is it very effective, that explosion? Will it set back Russia in that way? Because of course now there's a narrative that it's very strategic, and it's of course for very, how to say this, I cannot think of the right word, but it's a setback for Russia. That's what I was thinking about. A setback for Russia. And I just wanted to take a look if that's the case or not. The first card I got is the World. The central card is the Ace of Wands. The card in the past is the Page of Swords. Underneath the central card we have the Knight of Pentacles. And for the near future we have the Ten of Swords and the King of Wands. So to me, this is like it's already been taken care of. I do believe the message that I just read, that I don't think it's going to have any effect on the military. I don't think it's going to be a big issue. To me, this feels like the white hats were prepared for it. Of course, they don't know exactly what the dark energies will do, what their steps will be, what. This is a chess game, so they don't know the exact things that can happen, but they were prepared for this. That's the feeling I'm getting. They knew something like this could happen. So this has to do with planning ahead. So that's why things were solved so easily. So it's like the white hats were kind of expecting things like this, that this could happen. It's not that they know exactly what's going to happen, but I'm sure they expecting, of course, that things would happen, especially with the military, and they will try to make sure there is no supplies and things like that. They will try to derail that. So it's like they were prepared for it, and to me it wouldn't surprise me at all if it's already fixed and things are already moving ahead. That's the feeling I'm getting. So this is very interesting. I also was taking a look, of course, at the near future, and this is like a radical decision made with the white hats, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if we're near the end, so they are going to take over. There's going to be a decision made like this, enough is enough, and then the white hats will step in and will do their thing. And of course a lot of people are waiting for that. Like I've said before in many videos, we have to wait and see. We just don't know when this is going to happen. Be prepared, live your life. If they're going to come up with all kinds of things here in the Netherlands, like new rules and things like that, I just will not cooperate. I will not comply. So just live your life, do not comply, and be prepared that things can get very, very hectic. Of course, the dark energies want to create this third world war. It was in their plans. They were, of course, expecting that Hillary would have won instead of Mr. T, and then they were actually going to work towards this third world war. That should have been in like 2017 or something like that. They planned that already. And then, of course, after that, they were going to plan what's been happening in the past 2.5 years. So that was their plan. So their plan is completely messed up, but they're still working towards this third world war, because in that way they can still get control. There'll be chaos. They'll be able to manipulate. They can feed themselves, because it's a very low frequency, of course, if people are fearful and there are horrible things going on and destruction, things like that. They thrive on that. So they really want this third world war. They're working towards that. And I do believe that the white hats will step in and make sure that's not going to happen. That's truly the feeling I'm getting from that's not going to happen. My second card reading was actually about that, or at least has something to do with this Third World War. It has to do about weapons. Of course, I'm talking about the nuclear ones. And I saw a video of Alex Collier yesterday. I actually placed it on my Telegram channel. Of course, always see if it resonates with you or not. I found it a very interesting video. He also was talking about Enki and Enlil, the Anunnaki brothers. There is a lot of confusion going on. Elena Danan and Alex Collier are like, well, Enki is the good guy and Enlil is the bad guy. On the other side, we have Ishmael Perez, if I'm not mistaken, actually saying exactly the different, that Enlil is the good guy and Enki is the bad guy. So see what resonates with you, and I'll just leave it at that. But I wanted to take a look at those weapons. Alex mentioned that most likely there aren't any weapons left anymore for them to use in that way. There is still something called a dirty bomb, which means there is part of that weapon they can use, but they're not going to be able to use those weapons because the white hats, and I'm talking about the off-worlders from different dimensions, will not allow that. They will take them away, and they have done that in the past. Because long time ago, those weapons have been used, and that had an incredible effect on other dimensions as well, and they won't stand for that. So they're taking that away, or they've been taking them away. And I wanted to really take a look at that, if that happened or not. And the first card that just jumped out was the Eight of Cups. And this means to me that we are moving away from that. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if there aren't any of those weapons left. And if there are some, that they will take them away. The off-worlders, the part of the white hats, will take them away. They will not tolerate that. The other cards I have, the Empress. The central card is the King of Swords. The card in the past is the King of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Pentacles underneath the central card. And for the future, near future, we have the Strength card. We have the Five of Wands. And I pulled an extra card to clarify the Five of Wands. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is very interesting. I do believe that we get a lot of help from the other dimensions. And this is about restoring the sacred female principle. Very, very important. I thought it was very interesting. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And to me, this is like the Empress energy before the minor arcana. This is, of course, the major arcana. And this is the minor arcana. It's like the Empress of the minor arcana. This is about receiving. This is about growth, creativity, compassion, connected with your feelings, with your intuition. This is like the female sacred principle, and it's very important that we are restoring that in ourselves, in humanity, and of course in balance with the male principle, because that's what the King of Swords stands for, the male principle, the sacred male principle, because we need that in balance. There needs to be a balance between the female sacred principle and the male sacred principle. Not one of them has to have the upper hand, so to speak. We really need to balance it. We really need to work in ourselves, balancing those energies. We all have those energies inside of ourselves. It's very important to have this balance between being able to surrender, but also being able to take action, to being able to receive, being able to protect. It's very important to balance that. So that's what they're helping us with, to bring back to humanity. And this is about bringing us back into our strength and making sure that we can, decide as humanity what we want. And this is very interesting. And Alex also mentioned this in his video, that there's still going to be a struggle, because there will be people that do not want to take that road, that are not ready to take responsibility for themselves, because this is about becoming independent. No one is going to tell us anymore what to do. We as humanity have to decide what we want as humans. What do we want? How do we want to live? How do we want to build our society? That is up to us. And there's going to be a struggle. There are going to be people that do not want to take that responsibility, and they will take another road. And ultimately, their soul will evolve. Souls always evolve. As long as there is a soul connection, they'll be able to grow. But it's very possible that they will take a different life path, and they will take a different path. Because I tried to mention that, explain that in my Dutch video. I'm not sure if I did that very well, but I see Earth as like a multi-dimensional plane, so to speak. And I believe there are many dimensions already around us, but we just don't see it. It has to do with our frequency. So if our frequencies changes, we'll be able to see more. And I believe there will be people that will not be able to join this higher frequency and will decide to take a different path, and they will go somewhere else. They'll be in a different frequency, in a different dimension, so to speak. And I think that's important, that there will always be a connection. So if your souls are connected, you will always be able to connect with them in one way or another. But they will evolve in their own time. They will be brought somewhere that they can grow and they can take responsibility. And it's everyone will get that chance, but it's possible that other people will take more time, that there will be different among people. It depends on your self-awareness, if you're ready to take full responsibility. And it's very likely, even for me, there'll be things coming up. We just don't know how that will go. So we have to trust. And if we're ready to take responsibility and look at ourselves, that we will enter this higher dimension. And I do believe that it's already happening around us. And it's really about letting this energy in and start manifesting it and becoming independent. But there will be chaos. There will be people that are not ready to take that step, and they will take a different road. They will take a different path, but they will grow. Alex also mentioned that in his video, that they will grow. And I truly believe that your soul is here to create, to grow, and it will just take a different path, a detour, so to speak, but it will always grow. It's something that we naturally do. It's like we create. Even if we're not conscious about that, we are manifesting. Just look around you, you're manifesting that, whether you think it has a connection with you or not. And it's very important that we step into this independence and start understanding that we are the ones creating. We need to balance out the sacred female principle with the sacred male principle. We need to connect everything and really take a responsibility for ourselves, step into our power. That's what the Great Awakening is about. That's what it's about. That's what we're doing here. And I also mentioned in my Dutch video that a lot of there are a lot of star seeds now. They were brought in from different dimensions and to help out in this period as well, because it's an incredible period to experience. So if you feel connected with the stars, if you feel connection with the off-worlders, then it's very likely that you are connected soul-wise, or you've already been in that dimension, or already experienced life as another race. So don't be surprised if sooner or later you will be able to contact them, and I'm looking forward to that, contacting the off-worlders. But first, as humanity, we need to step in our own strength, and we need to know that we are independent and that we can stand on our own. Very important. I'd like to leave it at this and hope to see you in another video. Bye.